name is McKenna Carto Nia, and I was lucky enough to intern at the Lancaster Pew Federal Credit Union. This is where I got to have my first of many real-world experiences within business, run a fully functioning credit union at the high school, and much more alongside one of my best friends and fellow interns, Anthony Drage. At the time of my internship, we were based out of one of the smallest rooms in the school, about half the size of your average bathroom at LHS to be exact. This was my favorite part. Learning to be a teller was hard, especially because you don't want to mess up any big transactions, but it was fun. It was fun to be behind the scenes of all the contests and raffles here. I learned how to market the company and helped to get the word out about us. Youth Month was hands down my favorite because everybody got super wild about all the savings. My biggest experience here had to be starting a new annual tradition. Anthony and I were in charge of an outreach team that we took to Como Park Elementary School. Planning this adventure was definitely a challenge, and it was harder than it looked, but it taught us a lot about communication and time management. But I wouldn't trade it at all, because now you can bet your bottom dollar that Como Park's second grade class sure knows how to spend, save, and share their money. Another huge event that we had during our internship was the annual meeting. Not only were Anthony and I the ones that were representing the student-run branch while we were there, but we also had to give a speech to the audience. It was full of a few hundred of our members and all of our employees, including the CEO. We updated them about everything going on at the high school branch. It was definitely more nerve-wracking than talking to a class of second graders. The amount of knowledge, confidence, and patience that I have gained through these experiences is remarkable, and I am beyond excited to use these wherever my future takes me. It's an understatement to say that this internship flew by. Before we knew it, Anthony and I were hanging out at Member Appreciation Day, our last day. It was weird to think that our 150 hours were done and they were passing it off to the next interns, Taylor and Kaylee. But to them and to all of the interns after that, I wish you the best of luck and to make the biggest positive difference you can at the LDFCU. I would also like to thank Anthony. This internship wouldn't have been the same without you, and Jackie was right with what she said the first day we worked together. It was both very fun and very interesting. Lastly, I would like to thank Jackie, my mentor. Thank you for having the most patience with me that anyone has ever had, and always being eager to answer my questions and teach me new things. The amount of respect that I have for you and what you do is amazing. You have made this internship great in so many ways, and I could not have asked for a better AOF internship experience. Thank you to all the people who played a role in any part of my internship, and thank you for watching.
My name is Stephanie Tranquilli, and for my internship, I got to work as a techspert at Lancaster High School under the guidance of Mrs. Wild and Mrs. Santoro. In the spring of 2015, I interviewed for the LCSD techspert internship, not knowing how big of an impact it was going to have on my life. I've learned such a wide variety of new skills and now have a grasp on what it's like working with adults in a professional setting. It has truly been life-changing. I started off over the summer by taking inventory of over 200 Chromebooks. I also cleaned and checked dozens of carts in preparation for the new school year. Once the school year started, we were officially open for business in room 120, or as we like to call it, the Hub. A cool place for students to use technology and get any tech help that they need. Our school year started off by changing hundreds of passwords. I don't know how many times I had to say, your password must have one capital, one uppercase, one number, at least 8 characters, and cannot contain any part of your first name, last name, middle name, or 900 number, but I'd say it was a lot. We expanded our group by interviewing 4 potential interns and ended up choosing Ben and Winter. They have made a great addition to the team. I assisted in writing the interview questions as well as interviewing all of the candidates. I have gained so much confidence in my public speaking skills through the presentations that we were challenged with. Marissa and I created a Prezi covering the issue of internet safety and gave 2 presentations for the parents of incoming freshmen. The second presentation was at the freshman seminar, where my fellow techsperts and myself included gave multiple presentations during the day about Google programs and internet safety. My favorite experience of my internship has to be the traveling techspert program, which I got to be the pioneer of. I have the ability to travel to different schools in the district and teach younger kids and teachers alike how to use Google apps and extensions. Working with the kids and seeing their excitement for the technology was incredible. I even scouted out some future techsperts. Along with that, I helped Mrs. Conlon, the middle school musical director, create a Google Classroom and assisted in signing up all of her students. I cannot wait to continue traveling and helping as many teachers and students as possible. Thank you so much, Mrs. Wild and Mrs. Santoro, for such an incredible experience and always being there for me. I could not have chosen a better internship. I'd like to wish good luck to all of the future Techsperts, and I cannot wait to see all the incredible things that this program will continue to accomplish in the future.
Joe Basil Chevrolet, aka the #1 dealership in the country, provided me with both job experience and real-world experience that I will use for the rest of my life. There were so many things that went on at Joe Basil that I had no idea about until I experienced it myself. I quickly learned that it was a busy place to be, and I always had something to do. Even though my job title was sales assistant, I was definitely not limited to just sales, which I really enjoyed. I was able to learn about things like finance, maintenance, service, and detail. My mentor was this man, Mr. Rob Lecastri. He made me feel comfortable in the workplace and made my internship an overall fun experience. Depending on what day of the week it was, changed what I wore that day. On Mondays, all salesmen had to dress shirt and tie, so you would see me wearing something very professional like this. But I also worked on Wednesdays and Fridays, which we were able to wear this awesome blue Joe Basil Chevrolet Polo, which I wasn't really sure whether I was supposed to give back or not, so yes, it still is in my closet. I walked through one of Western New York's best body shops, where they have technicians that have been working there for over 30 years. A common start to my day was to dust and clean the cars in the showroom, which I'm not sure if you could find a better looking showroom after I was done. Once I was finished, I can't really say any 2 days were the same. My mentor always had me learning and trying new things. Some days, the first thing you saw when you walked in might have been my wonderful face at this desk, greeting you with something like, "Hi, welcome to Joe Basil Chevrolet. What brings you in today?" This is one of my favorite experiences was sitting in on a car deal start to finish. I was able to see how the salesmen talk to the customers and how they negotiate the best price. Also, I was able to see firsthand how much paperwork and calls need to be made behind the scenes, which I don't have a picture of because I felt like that might have been a little awkward. But instead, here's a picture of the 2016 Corvette that they let me drive. Just kidding. But they did let me clean the dust off of it.
Hi, my name is Breanna Fredman. I am 17 years old, and yes, I am a teller at your local KeyBank branch. How many people have told you that in your life? I know the answer, and that is few to none. Trust me, I know what you're thinking. This is crazy that a 17-year-old girl is handling my money in my bank account. Because I thought the same exact thing when I was told this is how I was spending my internship. I'm going to tell you about my time at my internship and the journey to becoming a certified bank teller at KeyBank, and after finishing my internship, the offer to becoming a part-time and on-call teller. This training took over a little month to do. I sat at my teller desk with this sign-up doing hundreds of fake modules on these transactions. Not only did I have to do these modules, but I also had to take tests on ethics and laws that related to being a teller. These tests had to be passed with an 80%, so those took a few tries.
Finally, it's time for my first day on the line at the branch, and my emotions are crazy. Scared I was going to mess up a deposit or count someone's money back wrong, my hands were shaking. But in the end, it wasn't that bad at all, and I was perfectly fine with nothing to worry about. Although there were a few people that were leery about my age and being a teller, the majority of the customers were accepting, and a lot of them thought it was amazing to see that our school gives these opportunities to students. It's been a while since my first day on the line, and I've had thousands of customers since then. Not only did I just stay at the Lancaster branch, but I also went to a lot of different branches in Western New York to help out on the teller line. After I completed my internship hours, my manager and mentor, Bonnie Marler, offered me the opportunity to stay on their team as an on-call and float teller. Of course, I took that opportunity. This internship has taught me a lot about relationships and how important your image is at your job. Not only has it taught me about customer service, but it has taught me a lot financially about banking. I'm grateful for this internship because if it wasn't for Key Bank, I wouldn't be able to say that I'm 17 years old and I'm a bank teller. I am so thankful to have worked with these girls on the line for my whole internship. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know anything that I know now about banking. Oh, and the best part of this internship was the mints, of course. Thank you again to my mentor, Bonnie Marler, and to the whole Key Bank team.